Okay, let's try this again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to input values into function 1. I'm going to get an output and then put that output in function 2 and see what the result is here. So the first function here, I'm going to go ahead and insert a 2 here. So there we go. So 2 times 2 is 4, minus 5 is negative 1. I'm going to put a negative 1 here. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. And here, let's go ahead and put a 3. So 3 plus 5 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then 2 times 4 is 8 minus 5 is 3. And the next one, let's go ahead and put 4 in there. So 4 cubed is 64 plus 2 is 66. And then 66 minus 2 is 64 and the cube root is 4. And the next one, let's go ahead and put a 4 in there also. Because I know 2 times 4 is 8 and the cube root of 8 gives me a nice output of 2. And then 2 cubed is 8 divided by 2 is 4. And the next one, let me go ahead and put an even number in there. So let's go ahead and put a 2 in there. So negative 7 halves times 2 is negative 7 minus 3 is negative 10. And then here 2 times negative 10 is negative 20 plus 6, negative 14. Divided by 2 is negative 7, and the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. And down here, let me put in 7 halves here. And 2 times 7 halves is 7, minus 3 is 4, and square root of 4 is 2. And then 2 squared is 4 plus 3 is 7. And then 7 divided by 2 is 7 halves. And the last one, if I input a 3 here, then 3 squared is 9 plus 1 is 10. And then 10 minus 1 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So what's going on? What do I notice here? That the input to function 1 becomes the output. Whoops. The output. To function 2. So if I notice the first column here is the inputs to function 1, they become the outputs to function 2. That shows that they're inverse functions.